What's up, guys? Back with another video. In this video, we are going Darius, aka Useless, versus Jayce top lane. Starting thoughts on Darius: I despise him as a champion. The only reason I'm doing this is because people have asked me, "Hey, man, Darius is really OP in lower elos. Can you play a Darius game?" And I'm like, sure. So, this is my Darius game. Reasons why I don't like Darius. Typically, you build him all damage early and become a lane bully. What happens when you go all damage is when you get to the mid game and the late game, you are useless. You get melted, you get kited as Darius. So, what you are about to see is my Darius and how I build him against AD opponents. I throw out Meta Darius. Meta Darius is building, starting off with a longsword, 3 pots, Doran's Blade in a pot, and rushing a Ravenous, rushing a Cleaver, rushing a Triforce. I don't believe in it because Jayce will outdamage you. Jayce will beat you and he will kill you. Why, dude? You have your ulti, deals 2 damage. Well, you go up to Jayce, you pull him, and what he'll do is he'll simply switch to his hammer, knock you back, and kite you. Oh wow, he's spamming dance also. So, that's why I'm not a big fan of the Darius versus going Darius damage versus Jayce, because I don't think you can burst him down in one combo. Oh, dizzy. So, I start off with a flask only, no pots. Again, my mid laner was nice enough to give me a leash. Kill the small ones first, and you go on to the big one. What I do here is I kill this camp, I make sure I get out of range a little bit further back for the Q so that it deals full decimate damage. Recall, and I buy a cloth armor. Again, I TP, I'm at about 70% health and I gain the health while I'm recalling. Nice little trick. You just hit level 2, but I have the experience advantage. This is what you need to avoid. I took 3 free auto attacks from Jayce, and that is really bad. It didn't do that much damage, but still, it was 3 auto attacks which totaled up to about 100 damage. Jayce's EQ doesn't deal that much damage early, so it's not the worst thing if you get hit by it. Now here, he lets himself get pulled after he autos me. He takes 2 turret shots. It should have been a kill, but my mouse kind of went a little weird on me right here, and it just was like, hey man, I know you're about to get a kill, but eat it. So he got away. Regardless, if I flash Q'd and maybe got the auto, he would have flashed himself, and it would have been a waste of flash. So, it wasn't the worst thing. If anything, I scared him off a lot more. But again, applications for Darius getting pull level 2, and that's what you do. You get your pull level 2. So if they try and harass you in a tower, you can pull them and they tank. So pretty much just gonna farm. Gonna zone him. Got a big wave here. I'm looking for a pull here because I do have a really big wave and it would pull him and he would tank them. At least it died. It's whatever. Just gonna wait. Again, I have a cloth armor. I only have 79 AD. It's not that much. Typically, what you want to do is just shove the lane, or pull him so that he tanks your minions. Again, I did some moderate damage to him there. Got the cannon. I believe I zoned him out from his cannon. Hey, yeah, he didn't get it. Just working on the last inning, getting the creeps up. I got him with a combo. You don't want to spam your combo too many times because you will run out of mana. But again, I did it there because I'm halfway to 6, and I'm ready to deal damage. I take the hint that he recalls, so I auto shove it, like I shove it in really hard. And that's something you can do as Darius, and that's something I don't mind doing at all. But I should have went Sunfire K first if I did that. Rusted Tabi because he is auto attack based, and I waited for another cloth armor. Now, when you go AD Darius, there are 2 things you can do. You can freeze and zone, or you can shove. I prefer shoving. I even do it even with it. When I'm not AD Darius, I do it. So again, I Q the entire wave, do it again, I do it again. Right here, I think. Or I try and zone him because I'm level 6 already. Again, I don't deal that much damage, so it's not really that important to me to all in him right now. Okay, I don't get the kill here, but this is something you need to... I think I flash here, yeah. I flash auto ulti, and I get him to burn his flash, but he has a pot rolling, and I don't have ignite, so he lives. Anyways, if I had ignite, I would have killed him. This is the part that you need to focus on here. When you're using Darius, this is what you need to do. Alright, whenever you want to fight, one, wait for the wave. Alright, if you pull him and you try fighting him when he has a big wave walking toward him, that's bad. Alright, so notice right after I pull him, I immediately walk past him. Because if he switches to hammer, he's going to knock me back, and I want to avoid that. I land the pull, I take 2 steps in front of him, auto Q, and I'm still kiting him, walking in front, trying to get in front of him, hit him with the W so he gets slowed and I can move a little further, auto attack him and he knocks me back. Alright, he got away there, but still you get the idea of how you're supposed to do it. I flash auto Q, land my empowered W, try and get my ulti off, almost kill him. One more Q would have did it, but it's whatever. It's really good. It's really nice if you get the kill as Darius, but even if you get him that low, it's not bad either because they do have to recall, and it gives you some free time in lane. Alright, so how much gold do I have? I have 600 gold now. I go ahead and buy a cloth armor. Or no, I already had the cloth armor, sorry. I buy a cloth armor. Yeah, my bad. I buy the cloth armor and the ruby crystal. There you go. Now this is a really neutral buy if you want to go tanky. Why? Ruby crystal can go into the phage, ruby crystal can go into the giant's belt, and the cloth armor can go in damn near anything. Let's go ahead and move these guys to the top. But again, it's kind of like I'm just going straight tank here. I don't have flash, I don't have ultimate, and I'm about to get ganked. I do get camped this game, which should get annoying. I tend to always get camped. But he gets a nice little ward hop into a kick. If I did have my ulti here, I believe I would have gotten the kill. Yeah, that would have been a kill. Pretty sure it would have been. But again, I got camped. I didn't put a ward out. I even bought my pink ward, but I didn't even put it out, which was a mistake. If you buy your pink ward, put it out as quick as you can to prevent that from happening. Because if I did walk into the tri-bush and I found Lee there, Jayce would have been a little too far away to catch up, and Lee would have probably ran away out of fear of my ultimate. Alright, so go back into lane. I use TP because I missed quite a bit. Okay, we'll see the combo there. Just so y'all can get the idea. It didn't lead to a kill, so I don't really think it's that important. Well, it is important, but it's a simple pull. But I missed the pull, but for some reason this guy got really cocky. And these are like small mind games you can play. People for some reason think like, oh, he missed the pull, he's gonna back off. Or no, you can trick them and just run straight into him full force and they'll be surprised. So I go in for the pull, I miss the pull, and I back off, I turn my back and walk right back into him. He does get a lot of damage out, but I tried to get in front of him so he knocks me backwards. Get him with the auto. I even get him with a Q here because he thought I was always gonna back away, but I never backed away. So I was able to get an extra auto and a full decimate damage off on him. Alright, so I'm pretty tanky right now. I'm looking for a dive here once my ulti comes up. It's already up. I missed the pull, but again, I get a free Q off. Because he thought I would back away immediately, which did not happen. Alright, so looking for a dive. He's really low. I got half health, but I'm pretty beefy. All I need to do here, and we stop it, you have to look and see, okay? This dude has 1, 2, 3 ticks, 350 health. Okay? You have to know what your damage is. Darius ulti deals 173 true damage. Okay? Maximum damage 346. So if the minimum is 100 and the maximum is 300 for 5 stacks, you might need to land 2 or 3 to maybe kill him with a passive. Alright? Or even kill him full blast, like with the auto attacks added on. And the Qs. Like, think about it. Okay, it does 150 true damage. Your Q deals what? Q deals 190. Your auto attacks deal about 80. I mean, you don't really need much to kill this guy. So you go in, you think you can get away with it. You are tankier, so he hits me with the Q. I Q, W to get the empowered auto off, and dunk him. Really simple. Like, I could have just autoed, but I dunked it. I used the empowered W just so I can get the extra damage. I think it deals like 110% of his, 120% of his damage. So it's basically like an empowered auto attack, which that's exactly what it is actually. So I don't even need to auto, and I could have used it to cancel, but I didn't even do it because he knocked me back too quickly. Right there, my auto was canceled. I walked out a little bit so I can get out of turret range quicker. Tank 2 shots, I'm out. And I warded there just to make sure. Alright, so I see Kha'Zix on the pink ward, and he got pinged out. My ultimate was almost up. It was up actually because it was on the refresh, and I would have killed him right here, auto attack, and then dunk him. But my dunk just went off like from there. So something I suggest, you keep an eye on your little bar, and I'm gonna show you right here. Here it is, Bloodthirsty. Darius may recast Noxian Guillotine. Noxian Guillotine, there it is, and you can see that it also has a little timer on it, and you have to keep an eye on it. I saw that it was up, but I couldn't really see the little bar, so I just assumed that I had a few seconds, which I technically had 1 second, or even less. So I see him, and I see the little bar, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna all in him. And it's gone. If I would have simply ultied him in the beginning, I would have killed him. Because, remember, the ulti deals about 160 true damage, and he was left with about 200 some. But again, he was tanking minions, he wouldn't have leveled up as soon as he did, so it was a little close. Next time, just throw your ulti out to get the kills. I mean, to get the damage out. Alright, I go for my Giant's build and buy another cloth armor because I'm going to rush Randuin, similar to my Gnar. Alright, so I don't have flash, I don't have ignite. I mean, I do have flash, and then my ulti just came back up. But I'm still just going to AFK farm here. Just auto shove, I'm not really going to try and freeze that much. And the pull. I'm not going to flash that because he has decent health. If I land the free Q off, I would have done it, but I didn't. He's getting pretty cocky, he's sticking around. Makes me think that a gank is coming. I'm looking to land the hook, but I'm not going to go out of my way to land it. Wave just came. Just the pull. Again, he thought that I was going to go back. I walked into him, gave him a free Q. I think I flashed this. No, I don't, because the bleeding stopped. If he would have kept on bleeding, I would have done it, so I can get the stacks going. Getting ganked again, of course. He had the ward there, which kind of saved him, which I had like probably 5 seconds on it. I shouldn't have flashed there, but almost got it. Jayce burned his flash, so I guess it wasn't that bad of a flash. I mean, it was a horrible flash, but what do you call it? The Ahri comes and roams mid, gets a nice kill. I think she may even get the double kill. No, she doesn't. Yeah, she does get the kill. There it is. She got the shutdown on Lee. So that's good. I was already on tilt a little bit. I'm 1-3-1. Getting camped. My KO is nowhere to be seen because she's farming because of stacks. And but then I realized that, you know what, I'm going tank. Since I am prone to getting ganked now with no flash, I legit just walk up to the minion wave, spam Q. That's all I do now. Q the whole wave, Q again, and just clear it just like that. Again, out of fear of Lee Sin ganking. And you can do that, especially if I would have like a Doran's Blade or double Doran's, I could have done it like a lot easier. Alright, so this dude legit does no damage to me. He hits me with an empowered EQ, hits me for like 100 damage only. So yeah, that didn't do much. Yeah, and I'm just gonna I see the Lee Sin on the ward and I'm like, dude, get the hell out of here. I saw Kha'Zix in the jungle, so I went over here just to see and poke my head out. Landed a free Q. Again, Jayce does no damage to me. Here comes Ahri for the cleanup. I should have landed the pull on this guy, but it's alright with me. I still get the dunk on him. And I'm shoving him. Alright, so I know that the tower's about to go down, so rather than take the tower, I go ahead and proxy the next wave as Darius because it's really easy to do. I get it low first, but it's really easy to proxy as Darius. You just spam your Q. Just like that. Jayce used TP for some reason. I'm recalling. I got my Randuins. Next thing I'm going to get is my Thornmail. Just so I can legit have this Jayce deal 0 damage to me because all he has is a brutalizer and a Doran's. So I'm at 268 armor 20 minutes into the game. Now all I'm gonna do is AFK shove with my Q, try and get my gold for my next item. And again, I prefer to go tank Darius here. They have an all AD team except for Karma. But honestly, Karma's a support, she won't be dealing too much damage. And I'm shoving. Next item I'm going for is the Frozen Mallet. I wanted to get an item. Cleaver is definitely good also. Just throwing it out there. I wanted to go with the Frozen Mallet, strictly because it gives me more health and it has a really nice passive to work with. Nothing wrong with Cleaver. Cleaver also gives you health and it gives you a nice passive to work with. But I prefer slowing. Like Darius already has a movement speed buff with this passive. With the Ahri, come in for the Jayce. He knocks me back, I land the pull, and I get minion blocks. But I mean, I would have tanked it there, but it wasn't the tower I was worried about, it was the 6 minions, honestly. That was the part that I was worried about. I could have stayed and done my full combo, but I only had 193 mana, which is enough for one combo only. And that's not really worth it. Giving this Jayce, if I mess up and tank too much tower damage, then I give this Jayce who's 0-3 kill, and I didn't want to do that. Alright, our kill DC'd, so we're kind of on a time bomb here before the other team realizes. I did the same thing I was doing. I was shoving. I bought the pickaxe just so I can get that extra 25 AD or whatever, how much it is. Kale's not here, so I'm going to take the jungle. Alright, so I see Lee Sin here. He tried to safeguard him, but we had pulled the Drake. So he got dunked. And he got BM'd. I noticed that Jayce finished his cleaver, so his poke was going to start to hurt a little bit. Not necessarily me, but the team in general. See, that didn't do any damage to me. I even spammed laugh in front of him. I even spammed the laugh. It did like no damage. He didn't even get the EQ off, he just got a Q. TP top, fat wave. I think I get my Frozen Mallet there. Yeah, I got my Frozen Mallet because I got the kill on Lee. And I got a longsword. So now I got my Mallet, I'm ready to fight. I do believe I flash here. Right there. Now, this is why I flashed then and not sooner. Okay, let me show you why. We fight, I get the pull, auto attack, W, into my Q. He's at 5 stacks right there. Why not flash there, Flex? And I was like, well, I'll show you why. I'm waiting. That's when I flash. What's the difference, Flex? Alright, the difference is mind games. And I know it sounds dumb, but that's the truth. Alright, he doesn't expect... As soon as he sees me walk off, he's like, okay, this dude already gave up on me. I got some time to relax. He's backed off. He's shown me that he's not going to dive me. So, that's fine. I successfully knocked him back, and I'm safe. So I waited, I auto-attacked the minion, and then boom. Flash, Q, W, ulti. Rip. Easy peasy. Oh, well, mind games, man. Mind games. Oh my god, this is so funny to watch. Since my ultimate is level 3, so they did change Darius a couple of patches ago. When you ulti and kill someone with it, it no longer goes on like the passive is no longer like timed. It completely unlocks. So if you kill somebody with Noxie's Guillotine, it goes back off cooldown immediately. Like it doesn't give you like 10 seconds to do it again and then goes back on regular CD. It completely unlocks and you don't have to worry about it. So this guy lands the Q, lands the ulti, smites me, gets his Q for the most damage. He's tanking my minions. He gets dunked. Next is Kha'Zix, who decides to jump in with only 1.1k health. Again, like Lee Sin, he tanks a few of my minions. He gets dunked. And then Karma decides that she wants some also. I don't get to dunk her though. But yeah, not sure what the Lee Sin was thinking there. I mean, even just with that, I had like 1.8k health, which is more than Lee Sin has total. He doesn't even get me below 1k. Even with the Q, he doesn't get me below 1k. Get the 5 stacks, he is getting dunked. Kha'Zix flashes in. Oh goodness. And that is why I prefer tank Darius. Like, check this out. Let's just look at the health bar, okay? The bottom left side, the bottom left corner, 15, 18. That's how much health I have. Alright? This is why tanks belong in the top and not assassins. Lands a Q, 80 damage. 80! Lands the kick, 200 damage. That's an ultimate. Lands the smite, whatever the true damage is, whatever. 100 health, resonating strike from Lee Sin, 100 damage. Gives me an auto attack, 70 damage. Lands an E, 300 damage. Now, why did the E deal 300 damage? Because Lee Sin's E, anybody? Lee Sin's E does what? Magic. Okay. That's why that did a significant amount of damage. Alright, so all the AD he stacked does it has AD scaling, but it deals magic damage. That's why that dealt so much damage. He gets an auto attack off. He doesn't even get an auto attack off. I get the reset and the level up, so I get 100. No, not the level up. I got the mastery, so I get 100 health back. All right, so I'm at 884 now. He jumps. That deals 40 damage. Leap only does 40 damage. He gets the passive auto attack, which deals magic damage, mind you, and I lose 200. Lands a Q, 50 damage, or 60 damage. And he gets dunked. So I ended with 700 health. Let's see how much health I had to start off with. Alright, so I ended the double kill with 700 health. I started off with 1523. That's 700 damage. That's all I took from these two guys. Okay. Tank Darius, better than AD Darius. Recall, get my Phage and my Kindle gem so I can go ahead and finish the Black Cleaver. I don't even think I get to use it. Alright, there's the Cleaver finished. I have 3.9k health, 293 armor against a typically all AD team. That G doesn't have a chance. Now then again, neither do I in a 5v1 with the turret.
Killing spree.
The hero items that you do not get on Darius. Lash Whisper, don't ever get that item on Darius. Infinity Edge, don't get that item on Darius. What other AD items are really bad on Darius? Bloodthirster is really bad. Blade of the Ruin King, very situational. And it's risky in itself in that situation. I would get Blade of the Ruin King against someone like Jax and Aurelia, but some people even just go Ravenous and just use the raw damage to kill them quicker with the ultimate. But I would typically stay away from it. If you're like a Darius main and you want to mess with Blade of the Ruin King, do that. But I would stay away from those items. Blade of the Ruin King, Last Whisper, Bloodthirster, Infinity Edge. Definitely would stay away from those. Now Mordius is a good item on Darius. If they have a lot of magic damage, definitely good. Works really well with his passive, his ultimate passive. Fighting this guy again, can't really do much. Flash dunk, rip. Successfully countered Jayce's knockback with my build. Missed the pull. And the Q, Randuin's slow. You. Okay. Second dunk. Land the pull. I'm daring this dude to go in. Dunked. And that's GG. So again, for this video, tank Darius. I ended the game 10-4-4. I'm not gonna lie, I've seen some people send me links to their match histories, and they go full AD Darius, and they're like, dude, look at this game, and they get 29 kills as AD Darius. That's fine. Do it. But what's the safer bet? Going full AD Darius or going tank Darius? That still does a lot of damage. Okay? Black Cleaver, Frozen Mallet Darius, that's no joke, man. Look at the build: Frozen Mallet, Black Cleaver, Randuin's, Thornmail, Ninja Tabi, and at my last item, I was going for a Righteous Glory to catch up to people, which you literally have no escape from Darius with that build. Righteous Glory, or I was gonna go for a Banshee's Veil or Spirit Visage because they have the Soraka heal, and now you get increased healing from Soraka as well. Regardless, like, it didn't matter what I was going to build it into. Like, those 5 items alone are pretty OP against an all AD comp. Right? You know what I mean? So, again, good game. Alright, you want to go full damage? Go ahead. But if they have a tank, even if they have the full 5 damage team, they will melt. They will kill you really quickly if you go full damage. You gotta keep that in mind. Would I do Darius in ranked? I would not do Darius in ranked. I'm not really big on making videos on Darius, but again, a lot of people have been asking me, hey man, I'm bronze 5, I'm silver 2, I'm gold, I want to play Darius. He's a really OP lane bully, what do I do? Well, here's a Darius video, man. Go tank Darius, play it safe. Things you could have done different, especially on the build path. You do not need to go Frozen Mallet, very situational item. You do not need to rush Randuin's. It's a great item to get first against someone like Jayce, Aurelia, Jax, but what you can do is you can get Sunfire Cape as well. Sunfire Cape mostly to help you with the split push and the shove. Because if you have Sunfire Cape, you Q the whole wave, and then you have Sunfire Cape and your passive proccing, it deals quite a bit of damage. Also really good in dueling 1v1. Your passive deals magic damage. Sunfire Cape deals magic damage. Really nice to work with, you know. So if the build were to look any different, it would go Sunfire Cape into Black Cleaver, into Randuin's, into Thornmail, against someone like this Jayce. Yeah, nothing wrong with that at all. I like my build. I like my Mallet build. If I go take Darius, I'll probably always get that. If not, then it's whatever. It's a good game, yeah. I hope I helped you with this. If you are going, even if you're going full damage and you have the fear of getting ganked and camped like me this game, simply shove in the wave by queuing the entire wave. Queue the whole wave, auto attack the backline once, kill the front, and then just roam mid lane or something. Darius roams are extremely strong if you land the pull. If you land the pull, they're dead. Okay, because you get the pull, you get the slow, you get your passive and your ulti. Rip. Okay. So that's if you go tank AD. If you go tank Darius, full AD Darius. Full AD Darius, you clear the wave quicker. I mean, that's the only pros. Tank Darius, if you roam mid lane, you can dive mid lane, and you can tank. But again, not a big fan of Darius, which is why I'd rather just get him tank Darius to survive and be a tank. It's a tank meta. But anyways, I hope this helps. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. I played a lot, and I say a lot of Darius when I was in Bronze and Silver. Won a good number of games with them, but then once, especially Gold and Plat, once I hit Gold and Plat, people would camp me because I'm Darius. Everyone hates Darius. I would get kited because people in higher elos or in the medium elos know know a little bit how to kite. So you just gotta be careful. There's like a roof there's a time where you plateau as Darius, where you're like, okay, the guys I'm playing against know how to play against Darius, so I'm gonna lose. All right, so you got to be careful when you find it. Just stop using him. I stopped using Darius completely after I hit gold 5. I was like, all right, I'm not using this guy ever again. But if you're in the lower elos, take advantage. Use Darius and snowball. If I'd have gotten more kills in lane, I would have just finished my tank items quicker, or I just went for a Black Cleaver rush after my Randuins. But again, I had enough of the Thornmail, so I was like, I'll just go Thornmail. Runes and Masteries are in the description, and good luck. Don't forget, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Many more to come. If you have any special requests that you'd like to see, leave them in the comments section. I'm not going to use Garen, I'm not going to use Teemo, and I'm not going to do any troll picks. And I'm a top lane main. I pretty much top lane with anybody, but don't tell me, hey, top lane with I don't know, top lane with Quinn. That's actually pretty. That's not troll though. Top lane with see, there's so many top laners. Like top lane with Nunu. I would top lane with Nunu, but I'm not gonna do that. Top lane Soraka, which I've done before. But you get my point. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Hope you enjoyed the video.